Hello and welcome to Ben's workshop. I'm only joking. We've got the Spark on the bench from Team Corrali. This isn't my car. This is a friend of mine's car. He's off gallivanting in America for 3 weeks and just dumped this on me and says, "Can you fix it, please?" And I'm like, well, go on then. I'm only joking, Jim. It's a pleasure. So this car, he's tried to fix it numerous times. It's making some weird noises. So in this video, we're going to take this apart to see what the problem is. We're going to tune it for him, make it run a lot nicer, give it a bit of a test bash, and then we're going to give it back to him, hopefully in one piece. Right, let's have a look at this and dive into it. So Jim says he's having issues with the diffs. But he's not sure which one it is. He has taken a few of them apart. Not 100%. I have heard it run and it's definitely got an issue somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the rear, middle and front diff. It's pretty straightforward. Front diff, we just need to take out this screw, these two front screws here, release the sway bar, and then this unit should just pull out. The rear diff's exactly the same. For the centre diff, we need to take out this chassis brace here, take these, I think, 6 screws out of the top here, and then we should be able to lift the centre diff out. We'll start with the centre diff anyway, and then we'll take out the front and rear, check them all and see exactly what's happening. And then I've also seen that this front shock here is binding. All the rest seem all right, but this is definitely binding, far too stiff. So we're going to take this off as well and check what's going on with this shock for him. And then we should be able to just lift this straight out. There we go. It feels okay. We'll soon find out when we get into it. Right, let's get the other two out. One thing I've just noticed taking this screw out is that that wasn't in properly. Now this could be the issue. It could be the actual bulkhead that is worn away and it's not screwing in tightly enough. And that may be why the gears are making that noise. We'll soon find out. With this model, I completely forgot the actual pin holders are slightly higher up than they are, say, on the Kagama or on the Shiro, which you can just take this out with what I've taken. With this one, I think you do need to take out these 2 screws and the skid guard out as well. Let me just have a look. Yep, I'm going to have to take out the other 2 screws from underneath and take out the pin holder as well. And there we go. But yeah, you can see down here, that's pretty worn away. So I'm going to have a look. I might have a new one of these to replace this with. Always helps if these screws go right in. And if they're not going right in, it's not holding it down. That diff can move around quite a bit. I'm just going to take this shock off now because this is the one that we want to look at in a bit anyway. And that's the front diff out. Feels again all right. We'll see if we've got some spacers. They're not looking great. Input gear looks absolutely fine in there as well. Right, I'm going to take the rear off, which is exactly the same kind of process, and then we'll have a look at these diffs. Now, at first glance, these gears actually look okay. The gearing's absolutely fine. They feel like they've been tuned quite well. The rear's a little bit looser than the front, and the middle is pretty thick. We're still going to open them, just check them out, see if we need to top up any of the fluids, give them a clean. Yeah, it's nicely filled there, it's got plenty of diff fluid in it, does feel quite thick. As you can see, the gears are absolutely fine. Top's absolutely fine, there's no real movement in it. But yeah, we'll take this apart, we'll get rid of these 2, and I'll see if I've got some spare. Bearing's absolutely fine as well, no issues with that. A bit dirty, but again, cleaned up, there's no problem with that at all. So there we go, we've got 2 brand new ones on here. You can always, I'm going to stick with 2 because I'm putting a new diff casing on. If you're using the old diff casing, you think that's the issue, you can always put 3 on or even 4. If it's too tight, you can just snip one off rather than having to take it all apart again and restart. That's the way I would do it anyway. And don't forget to put your bearing on like I just nearly did. I'd always recommend as well, just hand tighten these down rather than using power tool all the way. Just means you don't strip them or over tighten. Remember, you are going into plastic, so you can strip the threads quite easily. And that is one nicely tuned diff, and that does feel really nice. I've not had to put any more diff fluid in it. I had enough, and it just does feel really nice, actually. Right, I'm going to open the other diffs, have a look at them off camera. If I find anything, I'll bring you back. So the rear diff, again, absolutely fine. Was a little bit loose on the old diff oil, so I've just topped that up a little bit with some 30,000. The spaces on this are absolutely fine, so I don't think this is the issue anyway. So centre diff, absolutely fine, no issues at all the gears are fine in there, all the teeth are good, and it was nicely filled. I think he's got probably about 5 to 10 million in there. It's pretty thick, but it's not locked up. But yeah, all good in there. So what I'm going to do first is just get this front diff in first with the new front diff casing, and just see how that feels, because there was quite a lot of side movement to it before. So yeah, I just want to get this in and just see how that front diff feels. I think this is maybe what the issue was. Good thing about Corally as well, you can't really get it wrong putting the diff in, because you've got a little groove in there where the actual gear fits into. Yeah, there's no movement there side to side at the moment, which is good. So that feels a nice bit of backlash there as well. That feels good. Put some grease on. You don't need a lot, too much, and it just attracts dirt and dust. So, you know, you don't need a lot of, as long as it's covering the gears, that's the main thing. And there we go. Perfect. Get the new diff casing back in. Now, ideally, really, I'd want to change the back one as well, but I don't have a brand new back one, so, but it was these front screw holes that felt loose, to be honest with you. The metal diff casing is a good upgrade for this car. There we go, it sits in there nicely. Now, I did have mismatched screws in here, so it's the round-headed one you want, so I'm just going to get one of these from my parts bin. Again, I'm hand screwing these in because it's going into plastic and less chance of it threading. Now, when I'm putting these front diff casings on, these two screws here, I don't like to put fully in, just to hold it, and then tighten these ones up first, and then tighten these back up. Because if you put them too tight in here, it lifts the front up a bit, so you want a proper bite underneath on these first. Now, one thing I did notice when I took this off, he hasn't got the actual red washers. I'm going to put these washers in anyway. It shouldn't make any difference, but it looks nicer anyway. Didn't have any brand new ones of these, but I did have some spare. It's better than not having it all, I suppose. Now, if these don't tighten down properly, you know you've got an issue, and you know you've got threaded plastic in there, because you need these to tighten down. And if they're not tightening down fully, that means they're not gripping, and it's going to be loose. Now, they're definitely a lot tighter than they were, because they were loose. All right, let's just see how that feels. It feels nice and smooth. Let's see if there's any movement at all side to side. Nope. So that seems like it might have been the problem. Fingers crossed. Anyway, we won't know until we get it out and fully test it, to be honest with you. Even if I powered it up on the bench here, because there's no real load on it and it's on the ground, if there's an issue, you're not really going to hear it until it's actually going on the ground. It's the only way we can really test it. Right, let me put the rest of this back together, and then we'll have a look at this shock and see if we can sort that out as well. Right, that's all back together. Diffs feel great, although I think we still might have an issue. Just checking the rear, I think this rear inner diff casing needs replacing. There's quite a lot of movement on this rear diff, even though it's all tied in. So that could be an issue. I haven't got any of these in my spares, so we're going to test it as it is, but if it's still making loads of noise, that's the only thing that it's going to be, because the front diff is now no movement in that at all. That's in there solid. The centre diff is absolutely fine, but yeah, this rear diff still got quite a lot of movement, and I think that's what's probably maybe causing the issue as well. So there's not a lot I can do about that, but we'll test it, and if it's still making that noise, we know it's definitely that. So this is what we need to look at now, because this is definitely, there's going on with this because I can't hardly push it in. Doesn't look like it's bent at all, so it could be something inside that's gone wrong. We'll open up and have a look and see what's going on with this shock. Could be the piston that's damaged. Quite a bit of liquid in there. Yeah, that's just not pushing up at all. It's really stiff. Right, let me get rid of this liquid and let's see what's going on. The piston itself looks all right, but it looks like it's on a little bit of a slant. I have had these deformed before, and you can see there it's not actually going around smoothly. So I've got some spare ones of these. I'm going to take this off and just see if that makes a difference. So yeah, literally just changing that piston has worked a treat. It's a lot smoother. So obviously this piston has somehow deformed, or it wasn't sat right. So I've had that happen with these before. So yeah, it's just a new piston in there, which I had. And yeah, nice and smooth now. Just going to let them air bubbles come out, then I'll put it back together. I've put 800 CST in there if you're wondering. And that's all done. And I'll get back on the car and see how it feels on the car. And there we go, back together. And that feels a lot better. So I'll get this on the car now. There we are, all back together. Shocks feel a lot better now. 100% better. Sounds nice and smooth. But like I say, we'll soon find out when we get out. I think this bulkhead, this rear diff cover bulkhead needs changing out. But we'll soon find out. Didn't mention it is running the tyres off the Asuga on here, which do fit nicely on this car actually, to be honest with you. Do give you a bit more wheel speed and air control. Right, let's get it out, give it a test, see if we fixed it or not. Right, so I thought I'd bring this somewhere a little bit different. It's a beautiful morning. It's a bit nippy, but it's at least it's not raining. I don't want to break this car, it's not mine, so I thought I'd just run it around here, see how it runs, see if we've still got that same problem or not. Yeah, let's just give it a bit of a whiz around and see how it does. I haven't driven a Spark for a long time. Running 6S. Oh yes. Well, it's going. It sounds all right. Whoa. Nice. Oh, it's a bit rough out here, but it handles it well. These bigger tyres on it, it gives it a little bit more ground clearance, plenty of power. Whoa, yes. Nice. Steering feels a bit not great. I know it's got the wide kit on this and the bigger tyres, so the steering's not quite as good as it generally would be standard, but it's running nice. Let's do a little pass. Whoa, you see that? Whoa, got some air then off this little jump here. Oh, it sounds perfect. Can't hear any clicking or anything like that, which is good. I still think that rear diff housing needs to be changed. Whoa! Great fun though, absolutely great fun. Oh yes! Yeah, I think this servo's on its way out actually. It's not steering great. Oh no, it's just the dual rate was turned right down. That's better. Steering a lot better now. Whoa. Yeah, did you hear that then? I don't know if the microphone will have picked up, but there was a tiny little bit of a crackling. So that rear diff definitely needs a new diff housing. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. It's rapid, this thing though. Absolutely rapid. Whoa, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Just try it off here, give it a bit of a jump. Oh, nice, nice. Jump so nice, these buggies. Let's do that again, I like that. Whoa. Whoa, running Orvonic 6S in this does give it plenty of power. Whoa, sorry Jim, didn't want to do that. Yeah, look, you can hear it, it's that rear diff. So it's definitely needs that rear diff casing fixing, 100%. Whoa, nice. Absolutely beautiful. Whoa. Nice. Whoa. Such a cool little car, this. Absolutely belting. Just soaking up them bumps really nicely, to be fair. Whoa! Ha ha ha! Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, great fun up here is this place. Oh, great fun, absolutely fantastic. Right, well, I think I've done enough testing. We know what the issue is. It's more or less fixed, just need to put that new diff housing on the rear and it'll be spot on. Suspension's working nice, very controllable. Absolutely awesome. Ha ha ha! Right, let's get it back. We'll get one of these rear diff housings ordered and I'll see you when I'm about to put that on. Absolutely awesome little buggy this. Right, we've got it back, all cleaned up. As you can see, I've already taken back end off the car, which is really easy to do. It's just the 4 screws from underneath the chassis will go straight up into the diff, and then it's just these 4 screws which go down into here, through the back. And that's it, and then the full back end just lifts straight off. So I'm just going to show you what the issue actually is on the camera. So hopefully this picks it up. But you can see the amount of movement there is there. And that's because this diff housing has worn away. And when that moves like that, especially under throttle and under pressure, the gear obviously isn't hitting the input gear properly. And that's what's making the noise. So if you're getting that kind of noise, that kind of clicking noise, before you check your gears or anything like that, just check your play in the rear and in the front, and you'll soon work out what the problem is. These plastic diff housings, you know, they don't often break, but they do wear away. You know, they're in immense speed going around here. The bearings are sat in there. It's just going to wear it away. So we've got a brand new one here. We'll leave the new bearings in as well. Dead easy to do. We just need to take the shock tower off. This screw here, this screw here, this screw, this screw. Now, there should be 2 screws going through here, but I think Jim might have bodged this a bit, so hopefully we'll get this off. But usually there's 2 screws in here as well. And then we should better lift the shock tower up and remove the diff housing and then get the new one in. You will also have to unscrew the hinge pin holders as well as they go into the diff. If I get stuck with anything, I'll come back, but it should be pretty straightforward really. You can take the wing off to make it easy in the shocks, but shouldn't need to. And there we go. That's all out. So the only bit I need is obviously this little piece here, which also looks like it's, I don't know, it looks like it's a weird angle, does that? Anyway, we'll get this out. So it's just this little grub screw here. Hopefully it's not too Loctited in there. No, that's good. Did have a little bit Loctite, but nothing too bad. Pop that out of there. Pop this out of here. Yeah, you can kind of see on here how it's actually worn away. The lip has actually gone down on here. Compared to a new one, you can see there's a lot more lip on that compared to that. And that is literally what the issue is. Input gear is absolutely fine. I'm going to get all this back together now. If I come across any problems or anything like that, I'll come back to you. If not, we'll get it all back together. Goes back to the same way as it came out. And even before we get all the bolts in, you can see a tiny bit of movement, but nothing like it was. I mean, that was proper wiggling from side to side. And obviously, once we get all the screws in, that's going to be even tighter together. So definitely needed replacing. Well, there we go. All back together, and this time, definitely properly fixed. Just took it out for a quick test run down the street. There was no point in recording because it's pitch black out there. But yeah, it's running smooth as anything. So that has definitely 100% fixed this. If there is any further issues or something else appears, I will let you guys know. But as far as I'm aware, that is fully fixed. So before I finish the video, what do I think of the Corally Spark? Well, I had the Spark on the channel quite a while ago when it first came out. And I do like this buggy, but I must be honest, I prefer it without these widening hubs on it. And I prefer it with the stock tyres, to be totally honest with you. I think if you're going to send it high and really jump it, then obviously the Isuzu wheel and tyres and maybe the hub extenders make sense. But if you're just driving this and you want to drive it like a 1/8 buggy that is actually, you know, designed to race, then I prefer it's pretty much stock, to be honest with you. You know, it's a good idea to have these strengthenings. He's obviously upgraded the shock towers and the centre brace, which isn't a bad thing to do. But yeah, I do prefer it stock. But it's an awesome little buggy. Glad it got it back working for him. I think he's back in about a week's time. So he might see this video before he's even back from the US. And hopefully he'll see it nice and clean and sorted for him for when he gets back. Hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, happy RCing and take care, guys.